Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm going to paint a cardinal today. I found this great reference photo on pixabay.com. I'll link it in this video's description. I think I'm going to lean towards kind of a dark purpley background, and I don't think I'll put in the dark berries. I don't know, I might. I don't think so. I don't know if they'll make sense in the painting. Well, they'll make sense, but I think maybe like Christmas is coming up. It's October as I'm videoing this. And I think maybe red berries or none at all. I'm going to use primary colors, mostly because I haven't unpacked and I'm going to move again. So Quinacridone Magenta, Phthalo Blue Green shade. So they're not true primaries. I'm just using close to primaries. Cad Yellow Medium Hue. Oh, Mars Black. And titanium white. Really keeps the price down if you just paint with primaries. You can mix any color you need. I'm going to paint on a cute 1.5 inch thick 6x6 gallery wrapped canvas. It's the level 3 from Michaels. I really like these. They're really nice. Okay guys, let's jump in. Okay, so I put out the Phthalo Blue, the Quinacridone Magenta, Titanium White, and Mars Black. I will put out some Cad Yellow, but I didn't need it for the background. And I mixed a purple. I love the purples I get, pretty much with Quinacridone and almost any blue I've tried so far. That makes it sound like I've tried a bunch of blues. I've tried maybe 3, an ultramarine, a regular Phthalo Blue, and this is a Phthalo Blue Green shade. And I just up and down strokes. And then I'm thinking, I'm going to print out here. Those are pretty close in value. So I'm thinking the beak, yeah, the beak will come over this dark area. That's why I put the dark area there. Other than that, I'm going to end up putting a little blue in, which is pretty. And then I've gone over, I don't know if you can see, but like the paint shrinks a little bit. Oh, I think you can see. So I've gone over a couple times with a little bit more paint just to kind of make sure I have a good coat. I'm going to let it dry overnight and I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, I thought I'd just pop in because I've gotten a little ways on my cardinal. The first thing that comes to mind, oops, I'm trying to get my iPad to, is I'm pretty sure the photographer pumped up the red hue, saturation, in some program like Photoshop, and then darkened, which is one of the reasons I like the photo. It's not like it's wrong. I really like it. It's dramatic. And then I'm leaning towards even more drama here. And just painting highlights and yellows and oranges mixed with titanium white. Just sort of finding my way, finding the puzzle pieces, put in some of the browns on the wing. You can use blues and purples. That actually looks kind of purpley. But I can come back and change it too. I just don't want it to look like a hole. I don't think it will, but since I have a blue-purple background. I'm liking how this lined up. I think that's nice. Just offsets. So my brightest contrasts and my darkest darks from the background are in this area. When I'm working on such a dark background, you don't have to do it this way. Acrylics are really forgiving. But I like just putting in some white or yellow white and finding some highlights and building from there. This area is too flat. It's just solid black, but that's okay. I'm just putting the puzzle together. I ended up putting some black in here because it made me happier. I liked it better. But I think it still needs work. And then quite often I will do a lighter eye, just solid color, and then come back with some darker blues, black. Could even maybe put a little brown in there. We'll look at the reference here. Let's look at the reference photo. So when you don't know what to do, follow the reference photo. Oh yeah, on this eye, look, you can see like there's a blue highlight and a lighter highlight. I can almost make the eye purple. I don't know if you can see that very well. Or it could be a really dark blue. And then there is a ring. I didn't even get the ring up on the top. The white ring. But I'm painting so much smaller. I don't know that you need to. But I can also make the ring like darker up here, change the value of it. But I had a much bigger white ring and then I paint up into it to make it smaller. That can be easier. It can be easier to skinny up a line than to paint a skinny line. Hopefully that made sense. So yeah, I'm working with values. I like that this is so dark and I might lose it. I'm going pretty slow and painting, trying not to rush it too much. If I paint here, just grab a brush here. If I paint some straight up quinacridone, or I could mix a red, I'm assuming the quinacridone is semi-transparent. You'll have to check your paints, see what they say. Right there, the box is half full. There's a diagonal line or whatever through that box. So that means it's semi-transparent. Yeah, see, that's gonna be quite dark. I might need to like play with some color underneath. Oop, and my tail really isn't lining up there. So it can take quite a while to build up the color if you're using transparent color over a dark background, or that can be to your advantage for blending and smoothing and not losing your values as fast. You know, it can drive people nuts or you can really like it. I have a love-hate relationship with it. Sometimes I love it, like I'm getting a lot of drama and I'm loving it, but it took a little bit to get there. You know, a couple layers even with this orangey, yellowy colors I've been painting. Okay, hopefully a few of those comments help. I am painting the branch onto the sides and the bottoms, and oh, here, one more thought. I said I was going to paint the blackberries in, but I might paint some red berries in, kind of like on this little chickadee painting. Just because I've got quite a bit of blank space. So I might have a couple coming down in here, and then maybe, well, I could have a couple coming up and a couple off the branch. We'll see. But right now it's feeling a little too empty here and here for me. Okay, guys, I'm going to have some dinner and I'll be back in a bit. friends. I don't know if it's been that much time with the time lapse, but I thought I'd pop in and I just keep building up the values, playing with them a little bit. Yellow is nice, and well, all these I think are transparent, but the titanium white, or semi-transparent. The box is half full. So I can take like straight up yellow and then glaze a little bit over this area just to warm it up. You could say it brings it a little bit forward. I ended up putting a couple of little black blobs. Oh, and then I took the phthalo blue green shade. It says it's completely transparent. And so I put a little on my brush, and I just kind of swipe. Oh, my brush is wet. I swiped some over this part to almost lose this edge. It almost fades right into the background, which I like. Kind of playing a little bit with bringing up some of the values on the feet. So I think it's really, I think the beak is there. In the printout I'm looking at, the beak looks more orange. In the photo, it looks more red. Just a comment. I don't know that it matters a whole lot. I kind of make my beaks orange, just have them stand out a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So I mixed quinacridone and yellow to make a red. It's kind of a red-orange. And I put some white, and then I put some yellow. And I might not like it, and I might do it again. So this is glazing. Or just layering, because it's transparent. You might want to bring the top of that head back up again. Sometimes it just takes me a few tries. Isn't that fun? It's relaxing. And like if I overpaint it again, maybe come back like with a little, of course the orange is going to be transparent. Or maybe what I could do is clean off my brush and lift it back up. Lift off some of the red. Because I'm feeling like I liked it with some of the yellow there. You need the underlayer, the layers below it, to be dry enough to kind of scrub at it. And just, if you don't get it right, let it dry, or dry it with a hair dryer. Try it again. So I've got a purple down here, which I don't know, am I going to leave that? Maybe we'll leave a little bit of it. Oh, I think that's just looking pretty and rich. You can see my canvas texture. Here, give you a tour here. If you don't want that and you're painting on canvas, you can gesso it. I just don't take the time. Well, I'll gesso it sometimes to make it a sturdier canvas. It'll feel a little thicker. I use clear gesso. You can always add white or whatever color you want to it. But you could gesso it, just probably a fine sandpaper, lightly sand it. Wear a mask. You don't want to breathe that in. Let that dry. Wipe it off, gesso it again, sand it. You can fill in the texture of the canvas, but there, I'm on my tippy toes. Oh yeah, on the cheek, and oh yeah, you can see the texture of the canvas. I don't mind it. Oh, and there's a look at the eye. And then I put like a little bit of brown, here, find something to point with. A little bit of like brown to indicate maybe a little bit of light catching around the edge here of the mask. I like the little, you can see that in the reference photo, there's like a little light tip on the top of the beak. See, I didn't have to paint all the feathers, you just kind of paint the shape and then just swipe down some feathers. Ooh, there, the feet look really bright. I think it's the combination of it's nighttime, my lighting, and the camera adjusting. We're definitely close, but I'm having fun playing with it. How many hours have I been painting this? Well, I started it yesterday. Oh, I think this is a 6x6. Gosh, I'm probably 4 hours, oh, more than that into it, just because I go slow and it's a 6x6 and play with it. Okay, hopefully some of those comments help. I'm definitely going to put in some berries. It needs a little, but it's fun to play with a strong edge against a dark background, and then soft and almost lost edge against the background. It's about the same value. Or do I need to show that? I don't know if I showed that. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a bit. Well, this is fun. I had a good time with this one. I have a good time with most of them. This one I actually like. Most of my paintings I'm like, I'm not totally happy with it, but I call it done. This one I really like, which is almost scaring me because I'm not supposed to, if that makes any sense. So let's see. You know what? I never talked about brushes. I used a, at least I don't think I did, a 3/8 inch angle brush from Royal & Langnickel. This is a little round brush from US Art Supply. It says 2/0. It was just sitting there, and sometimes I needed a clean, small brush. I used a number 2 round from Princeton. I think I just used this to clean up some. It's a little 1/4 inch flat brush from Royal & Langnickel. I think that's it. I used a General's charcoal white pencil to help me figure out where I wanted the berries. I think that's all my tools. Oh, I don't show this very often. I think it's all worn off, but I know I got it at Blick Art Materials. I think it's a number 20 palette knife. Okay. For splattering, oh, I'm missing that one. Where is it? Oh, I used this one because it's a little longer. Anything longer and wigglier, really you can use pretty much any brush. And then got my paint really thin. I used to say like milk consistency. Might even be a little thinner. If it doesn't come off, make it thinner. This is a craft brush. I don't know what size it is. So the snow is fun. I did white first, a little bit of white snow, and then I put a little blue in it and did blue snow, and then at the end I just put in some darker blue dots here and there. I did put snow on the side, but there isn't any white on the sides. You totally could. I just think I'm overthinking it. Keep the white and the interest on the front, but I think white would be totally fine. I usually, when I do this, so it's October as I'm videoing this. Usually I kind of start these paintings in November. I end up with little splatters all over everything. My phone. Let's see, I don't know what else. The glow is fun. The photographer did a fun thing. It was inspiring me. Let's see if we can get this in here. Yeah, kinda. Mine's more orange and yellow. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm trying to think if there's any art things. Oh, as I get, this just popped into my head. As I get like the white snow on it, the lighter beak on it, I think that background starts to look darker. You can let me know in the comments because what I see in person and what I can see through the top of my phone is different. I think that's about it. Oh, maybe you want to see the berries. So the berries I just kind of painted with magenta and white and let it be thin. And then I came back with red that I mixed, a little yellow, and then a little light violet. And then that's actually part of the background showing through. Makes them look kind of translucent and a little juicier. Almost like you would do bubbles, but a little more solid. And then the stems are just kind of the branch color with some lights and darks. Nothing too fancy. That one goes over onto the bottom. Here, we'll do a little tour. Almost looks like he's smiling. I think that's just a lot of fun. And I definitely filled up my background with the berries and the splatters. Okay guys, let me know if you like this one. I do have some Cardinal traceables. I'll link one or two in this video's description. You can see more on my traceable page. It's annietroe.com. You go under classes. I can't remember. More traceables. It'll be linked in this video's description. It's linked, I think, in almost all my videos' descriptions. So fun to hang out with you. I just love other creative people, their comments, sharing their tips, what they know. I learned so much from you guys. Super appreciate your support. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.